This is an overview for you to help you understand what will be required of you in week 2 of our Spanish 101 class. So here in course materials, you'll see the week 2 folder. This is an outline of everything that we do this week, and everything is due by midnight on Sunday. So click here on this folder to open it. And the first thing you'll need to do is study the vocabulary. And of course this you'll be working on throughout the week, but you'll review the pages where the vocabulary is introduced in your textbook. And just by way of introduction of the textbook, because we're starting with our first chapter, that'll follow the same pattern as all the rest of the chapters. And each chapter is comprised of 3 pasos, or 3 sections. Paso 1 is always going to be vocabulary, and then paso 2 and paso 3, dos y tres, will always be gramática, or grammar lessons. So here, along with the vocabulary, which you'll need to review in the textbook, if you open this folder, you'll find audio files, flashcards, and sometimes other resources to go along with that. So sorry, my computer goes a little bit slowly when I have the recording on. But here, if you click on this link, it'll take you to a site called Study Stack, where the flashcards have already been created for you for the Chapter 1 vocabulary, and you'll want to play around a little bit with this site and figure out which different aspects you'd like to use of it. But there's flashcards, there's settings where you can view all of the words at once. There's little games and activities that you can do with them. So a lot of different ways for you to practice the vocabulary there on that site. Then here are MP3 files of the audio of all of the vocabulary. And what you might consider doing, especially if you have an MP3 player or a phone that plays MP3 files, is you might consider downloading these. There's the links right here to the MP3 files, and you can download them to your computer and put them on your iPod or phone if you have a smartphone that'll play those, and that way you can have easier access to them throughout the week. And then this link would take you to another website that gives you extra practice with some of the pronunciation. So then if we go back out to the week 2 folder, and if you haven't already started using this up here is called the breadcrumb trail. And it's an easy way to navigate through the course. So sometimes you've probably noticed the back arrow doesn't always work the best within Blackboard. So a lot of times using this up here will help you navigate. After the vocabulary is the lectura cultural. And so this tells you what you need to read in your textbook, and it gives you a little bit of a little tip for reading in Spanish. Then this link will take you to the discussion board, where you'll need to post your reply early on in the week, and then post responses to your classmates. And then be sure with the discussion boards, don't feel like you are needing to read every single post from every person. You want to be reading and responding to some of your classmates and getting involved with the discussion board, but because this is 3 sections all together, normally you would only be replying to, around 25 students, or I'm sorry, not replying to, but that's how many students would be participating in the discussion board. And because we have 3 sections together here, don't feel like you're needing to read every single post in the discussion board. Then these next 2 folders go along with Paso 2, with the grammar lesson in your workbook. On pages 33 and 35 is the lesson on singular nouns, and then it continues on pages 37 and 38 with plural nouns. And if you open these folders, there are extra resources, including videos, to help you understand the material better. And then this is the link to the workbook, and I'll take you to that in just a minute. And then here is the trial voice activity. So for this week, you're not having to create a voice activity based on the work that we've done. It's just a trial to help you set up your account on the site that we're going to be using and get used to posting that link or embedding that link within Blackboard. So let me know if you have any problems with that, but the instructions for all of this are within helpful documents here. If you go in there, there's a document called Instructions for Creating and Posting Audio Assignments, and you'll want to make sure that you take some time the first time that you do this in this unit, because it'll take some time to read through and to go through all of the steps. And you might consider printing this off for yourself so that you have easy access to it in the future when we do audio assignments. So now if we go to the workbook, so here's the workbook for chapter 1, and if you're using the print workbook because you're still waiting on the bookstore to get the more of the online workbook codes, I will scan Paso Uno and Paso Dos this afternoon. I'll be posting those in Blackboard so that you can use those. But if you're using the online workbook, here's the view that you would normally see. And of course, we'll be doing Paso Uno and Paso Dos, just like we're doing in the textbook. But an easier way to see what you need to do is to go to My Tools and Assignment List, like I said in the instructions for using the workbook that's also posted in Helpful Documents. And here you'll see what's assigned from this chapter and when it's due. So you'll see Paso Uno and which ones are assigned. So these that aren't assigned, you can do those, but you're not required to do those. So you might want to do the others first and then come back if you feel like you need more practice. But work through all of the assigned activities for Paso Uno and Paso Dos, and then you'll see with Paso Tres the due date changes because those are for the following week. And then that is the last of what's required for week 2. So if you have any problems or questions, let me know. And just as a reminder, I do have my online office hours from 1 to 3 every Monday and Wednesday. So I'm on Skype, and you can download Skype and create a free account and add me as a contact. And then it's easy for us to communicate either by voice or by chat, just the text chat, or also I can share my desktop and walk you through how to do things. And I think then that you could share your desktop with me also, so I can help you figure out how to do things if you're having a hard time in Blackboard or with a particular assignment. So if you have any questions or problems, let me know, and I hope you have a great week.